Welcome back to the Boneyard podcast, everybody. This is your host, Jared Sheffield, along with my good friend.
Artemis Brower.
We're coming to you this week with episode 250. 250. Wow. We made it.
250.
250. Artie.
Yes, sir.
It's been a pleasure doing 250 episodes with you on
It absolutely has. It absolutely has. 5 years, man. 5 freaking years.
We're closing in on 5.5 years.
Yeah. Did you really think we'd be doing this 5.5 years later?
To be honest, it was hard to predict where we would be 5 years in the future. You know, March 2020 was a wild time.
Very wild time.
And then 5 years later, we're still grinding on it. And yeah, man, I think had you asked me 5 years ago if we would still be doing the Boneyard podcast, I would have said yes.
Yeah.
Like I saw longevity in it. We've been through different iterations of the podcast. We've done different things. It's been a wild ride.
It's been fun. It's been fun every step of the way, though. So
yeah, I appreciate you, and I look forward to doing 250 more. The episode 500 is gonna hit.
We get to 500. We better have a damn studio and some bells and whistles in another 5 years from now. So
who knows what the future holds?
Who knows?
Artie, have a good weekend.
It was very mundane. It was very relaxing. I didn't have the weekend that you had. I didn't do much. I chilled out. I got my car worked on. I cleaned up my house a little bit, and I really didn't do too much this weekend. Sometimes those are the best weekends in the world. So
I have been dealing with the nastiest case of the Sunday scaries today after just completely getting after it and getting in one last night. Shout out Dirk Bentley and Zach Top. If you know, you know. I had a blast at the concert. Maybe had a little too much fun for a man that's in his 30s now. But yeah, I mean, it was the perfect preparation for football season and tailgate season.
It is upon us.
Yes. No, it's been a rough day, and then driving back from Charlotte this morning, hungover. Just that drive.
At least that's only an hour 10 though. Like it's yeah, hungover, but that's a long drive. But
when you're hungover, and then you pick the kid up, you put her down for a nap. She wakes up a little bit later, and all she wants to do is go to the park. So you know what you do? You go to the park.
She's full of energy. She doesn't know that dad's hungover. She doesn't care that dad's hungover.
Dad can't act like anything's different.
Yeah.
Dad grinds through it, and I did, and thankfully my wife was there to help carry a brunt of it. But yeah, no, it's been a good weekend. Good. Episode 250, Artie. Do you have a 50 for me?
I do have a 50. I gotta take it back. I gotta go home on this one for my 50.
I was gonna take this one, but I figured I'd let you have him.
Yeah. I mean, this is to me, this is just a no-brainer. This is just I gotta do it. That's one of Mike Singletary. One of the most ferocious, one of the angriest, one of the most elite linebackers in the history of the National Football League. 10-time Pro Bowler. 9-time All-Pro. When I saw that, I thought it was a typo. It's not a typo. He was actually a 9-time All-Pro, which is absolutely absurd to be an All-Pro 9 times. Obviously a part of one of the greatest, well, I shouldn't say one of, it's the greatest single-season defense of all time, the 85 Bears. Hall of Famer named Samurai Mike. That was his nickname. 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, he's had one of the greatest careers you can think of in terms of a defensive player. And he's Chicago. He's one of us. Even though he's not from the city, but he's one of us. So Mike Singletary.
Bears.
Nah, Bears. 85 Bears. 40-year anniversary this year, by the way, of the 85 Bears. So
love it. I went with another guy that played for my team, the Atlanta Falcons. Didn't have the career that Mike Singletary had, but I mean, still had a decent career, 11-year career in the NFL. Only wore the number 50 the 2 years he played in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. By way of London, OCU Minora, number 50.
OCU Minora?
Yeah.
I didn't know he played for the Falcons.
Yeah. He was on that 2013. He was on the 2013 and 2014 teams.
Wow.
With the Falcons, and I mean, quietly underrated career. 2-time Super Bowl champ, 2-time Pro Bowler, 1-time All Pro, like 85 sacks, 316 solo sacks. One of the numbers that like really stood out to me. 35 forced fumbles in an 11-year career. And 10 of those came in that 2010 season on the Giants. 10 forced fumbles in 1 year.
No, he had a stretch where he was one of the most dominant defenders in the league. It was like a 3 to 4 year stretch where he was like the top each year.
When you look at it, like if you go back, that 2005 season, which is one of the years they won the Super Bowl, 14 and a half sacks. Then 2007, 13 sacks. 2010, of course, the 10 forced fumbles, 11 and a half sacks. So not bad.
Not bad at all. Every time I think of that name, though, it's automatically Giants. Like those old school Strahan, Eli Manning Giant teams. That's what when I think of OCU Minera, that's immediately Giants.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's his career. Yeah. And then played his last 2 seasons with the Falcons. I mean,
that's a good one.
That's a good career.
Yeah,
that's a good career.
He had an absolutely solid career. Yeah, absolutely. The real ones, no. He had a solid career.
Like, that is Hall of Good worthy.
I'll say this: he had a good enough career to probably get into the Giants Ring of Honor or Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So, and that's a damn good career.
All right. Anything else? I know Brandon sent his in, but I'm not gonna read that shit.
Is it Patriots related?
Yes.
Just say it. Just say it with the people one time. I'm curious.
What was it? Tom Brady has the most 250 plus passing yard games.
Oh, shout out, Brandon. I love his pettiness. Love it. Never change.
It pisses me off.
Never change.
All right, Artie. Episode 250. Let's get into it.
Sure.
Not a lot to talk about. We're 2.5 weeks away from playing football. The good news is there's not a lot to talk about because when you're in fall camp, you don't want many stories. You don't want to have to talk about injuries. Knock on wood, we're not having to talk about that right now. Everything seems to be progressing fine. Guys are getting ready for the season. no like major storylines coming out of fall camp right now. So right now we're in a good spot, but that also means that content is hard to come by.
Yeah.
So we're gonna continue on with our position previews today. We're gonna talk. What are we talking? Linebackers, DNs.
D-line. We're talking D-line and specialty.
There we go. Yeah, D-line and special teams. So that's what we're gonna talk about today. We got some other news. Josh, maybe you know a little bit more than I do about this, but some news in the track and field world. DeMar Forbes hired as ECU jumps coach. He's a two-time Olympian in the long jump representing Jamaica in both London and Rio, five-time Jamaican national champion, a two-time finalist at the World Championships, and won silver at the 2011 CAC games. What are the CAC games, Josh? I don't know.
Probably the collegiate athletes something. It's probably it's a collegiate games. I'm pretty sure.
I'll take your word for it. At LSU, decorated jumper, winning the NCAA outdoor championship in the long jump in 2013, while winning multiple SEC titles across the long jump and 4x1. Six-time All-American. Forbes graduated at number 2 all-time in the LSU record books in both the indoor and outdoor long jump. Love bringing on somebody that has those kind of accolades to a coaching staff, no matter what the sport is.
Right.
When you've got somebody that's competed at the highest level for honestly one of the best countries for track and field in Jamaica, I mean, you're talking about bringing in somebody that has done and seen it all.
Yeah, I mean he's coming in with that expertise. So that's everything that you just mentioned, everything you just listed off is incredible. And obviously coming from Jamaica, running for Jamaica, it's US and Jamaica. That's what it is when it comes to track and field. So definitely excited for his expertise and his level of knowledge he's going to bring to the track and field.
Artie, let me ask you if you had to do the long jump right now, what do you think you do? How do you think you do? Did you ever try any of the jumping?
No, I never did long jump.
You probably didn't have the height.
I don't know, man. What's a good barometer? What's a good average long jump?
I'm trying to remember what people were doing in high school, which I know is not a good barometer, but
we're talking 10 feet, we're talking 12 feet.
Yeah, I
think 12.
I feel like that's a good spot.
I could probably do 8 to 9 feet right now. if that's where athletes are right now as a barometer. I could probably get 8 to 9. Just street clothes, straight out.
I don't know. I've never understood the triple jump. That one always, like, the way that they have to move their body to
contort themselves, and that, like, it looks weird.
Those long strides, I'm like, geez, dude, like, and then they just kind of like catapult themselves into. It's like they're jumping on a trampoline.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane. That's what we should do. We should do a combine of just us doing track and field events.
We should.
I'm down to do that. I'm actually down to do that. We'll do a little Boneyard podcast relay.
Hey, I said I used to run anchor on the 4x1 Fat Man relay. I would dust those guys. Then a guy by the name of Shy Tuttle took my spot.
Understandably so.
I was when he came in, I was like, "You got it, dude. You got it." That's
understandably so.
I'm not competing for that. Some other news: ECU women's soccer kicks off the defending American Conference champs kick off their 2025 season this Thursday at home against the Liberty Flames. That's August 14th at 2:00. Can the girls have another magical run? Yes, there's a lot that has changed. You got a new keeper, you got a new coach coming in, but for the most part, you were able to retain a lot of talent on this team. Get out there, support these ladies. If you're in Greenville, take a late lunch, go out there, and cheer these girls on to victory as they take on Liberty.
Absolutely. Let's go for another run.
All right. Let's get into it. First off, we're going to start off with the ECU specialist room. You know, the guys that have maybe the best jobs, you could say, on campus.
The best and worst jobs. They have the best and worst job on a football team.
We were talking about it before we got on about how like nobody should really know who the long snapper and deep snapper is, and you don't really want your kicker or punter to be somebody that's like widely known around campus, other than when they make a bunch of kicks and they're just lights out. You don't want them to be known for anything bad. And so if they miss a kick, if they mess up one time, people are calling for their jobs, calling for them to be kicked off the team, lose their scholarship, be sent out of Greenville. But when they do well, everybody loves them.
Yeah.
We're gonna start off with the specialist. We're gonna kind of breeze right through this. We're gonna talk about some of the guys that are really the mainstays. First off, we're gonna talk about Ryan Levy. So he's the graduate student that transferred. He's got 1 year of eligibility. He transferred most recently from Duke to ECU. He spent 2 years, or has a 2-year letterman at Furman, and then spent 2024, so last year with Duke, and then grad transferred to ECU. Appeared in 30 career games, none at Duke, punting 126 times for over 5,000 yards, averaging just over 40 yards a punt. 45 punts landed inside the 20-yard line with 9 touchbacks, down 19 punts of 50 or more yards. Jeez, Jared, that's the that's the hungover tongue getting at me. Registered a career-long punt of 70 yards. Jesus. Against the Citadel. Wind must have been at the back.
Yeah.
Booted a career-high 12 punts for 461 yards against Montana. That poor Furman offense that day could not get anything going, it seems like. 12 punts.
12 punts for 461 yards. That's a hell of a day for the punter, but man, that's bad. That's bad. 12 punts.
12 punts, man.
You had 12 possessions that ended in punts.
Wow. That means you didn't even get close enough to attempt a field goal.
Just 12 really bad possessions. Like just 12 really bad possessions. Oh, that is terrible. No.
Tallied 4 or more punts on 16 occasions and 200 plus yards in a contest 3 or 13 times. That's another wild stat. Ryan, I hope we don't have to use you that much.
I'm about to say I hope we're not utilizing this guy that much. Great stats. Hope we never see him.
3-time Southern Conference Academic Honor Roll selection. So that's Ryan Levy. He's going to be one of the punters this year. Next, we're going to talk Thomas. Do you have anything to add about Ryan?
Go out there and boot it. We need to boot it, but I hope I never see you.
Exactly. Next, Thomas O'Halloran. Another Aussie. Another Aussie. Sophomore in the classroom, has 4 years of eligibility remaining, and was a red shirt with ECU last season. Nick Mazzy, graduate student in the classroom that has 1 year of eligibility left. 3-year letterman at New Hampshire, playing in 37 career games. Successfully made 123 of 126 point after attempts and was 43 of 56 on field goals, 76.8%, for a total of 252 career points. Kicked off 203 times for 11,667 yards, 57.5 average with 43 touchbacks, and credited with 7 special teams tackles. Good job. We need our kickers to be able to tackle, just in case.
Don't be scared.
Just in case. Throw that weight around. Those 7 tackles, 6 of them are solo tackles. So good on him. Named CAA first team all conference, 2-time CAA special teams player of the week. I like bringing in some depth here. We've seen it in the past. A kicker gets hurt and you don't have full confidence in that next guy. You like to have some competition in that room. It's much like when there's a quarterback competition, and you want to be able to know that your guys are good under pressure.
Right.
And you want them to know that their job is on the line each and every week, so they have to go out and perform. So bringing in basically a third kicker is basically what they're doing. Now, he may also be part of doing some of the kickoff specialist stuff with Everett Scott. We'll see how that plays out. But I always like to have a little bit of that competition in that room.
Absolutely. Yeah, you don't want your main guy to be too comfortable. You want him to always have someone over his shoulder that's working just as hard, so that keeps that kind of that energy up for your main guy. Like, okay, I can't just come to work and just do whatever, because there's another guy that can take my job if I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Next, we're talking Noah Perez, another kicker. Senior in the classroom with 2 years of eligibility left. Made 5 appearances last year for ECU, last season making 3 field goals and 9 point after attempts. Everett Scott, he was a walk-on in the fall of 2024. He had 56 kickoffs for a total of 3,413 yards with 19 touchbacks in 2024. He's going to be your kickoff specialist. Like I said, wouldn't be surprised if we see him with Nick Mazzy doing a majority of the kickoffs this coming year. Andrew Conrad, so senior in the classroom, has 1 year of athletic eligibility left, has scored 124 career points. He's 26 of 37 on field goals, so just over 70%, while making 46 of 47 point after attempts, averaging 6.5 points per game for his career. He set the ECU record against Florida Atlantic, hitting all 5 field goal attempts, which also tied an NCAA record. Tabbed a preseason second-team All-American Conference by Athlon Sports, College Football Network, and Phil Steele. Andrew spent a lot of the season last year injured. It'll be interesting to see how this shakes out. Week 1, and I'm opening this up to both of you. Who is your kicker going out there week 1 in Carter Finley?
It's probably Conrad.
I would agree.
It's probably Conrad. I mean, just with longevity, what he's done, production. Now I do want to see those numbers increase. I would love to see between 80 to 85% as far as his field goal percentage. And obviously, I don't want him, kicking 40 to 50-yard field goals either. Hopefully, we can get it close enough to he's only having to kick anywhere between 30 to 40-yard field goals. But probably Conrad. He's going to be that week 1 guy.
So for me, though, I do agree. Conrad will see the field first game of the season. But if the kick is less than 35, Nick Mazzy. Conrad, 40, 45, 50.
I said last year that Conrad was gonna hit a 55 plus. He did not.
He got close.
He hit what, a 52?
Yeah, I think it was 52, 53, something like that.
Yeah. I was like, come on.
You can see he struggles with the shorter kicks. I forgot
right.
about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of bringing somebody else in, right? And you've still got Noah Perez for not only this year but next year as well to take on hopefully some more of those kicks. But he's not a guy that has a ton of length on in his leg either.
Yeah, and I mean, I think ECU is addressing this because they had a 7-minute kicking session just for field goals and PAT simulation at the scrimmage, at the first scrimmage. So I mean, hey, if you're spending 7 minutes of your practice repping field goals and having competition, you're finding the guy. You're finding the guy.
It's the most infuriating part of. There's been several seasons in the past 3 to 5 years where you're like, we should have won 2 or 3 more games, and we could have probably won them had we had a kick here or there. I mean, you look back at State in 2022. You could probably look back at the South Carolina game that year, right? Like you're looking at a lot of these games, and you're like, man, we could have won a football game had we just had the kick. And then the games that you look at that you won, that game back at Navy way back when, and then the game at BYU a couple years ago, where you have a kick and that sealed the deal for you. Kickers matter, right? As much as we hope we don't have to see them and don't have to use them, but when you do have to use them, you can't leave points on the board. Especially at this level of competition, you can't leave points on the board. Games like the game you're going to play week 1 against NC State, against BYU, right? You've got to take every single point. If you're not going to score a touchdown, you've got to take the 3 points on the board and scrap and claw to get out of there. So,
yeah, I mean, and the main thing with kickers too is like you it's a very superstitious group, right? And so you want guys who are not afraid of that moment either. You want guys who are really about that moment. They want that pressure on them. They want to go out there and make that last minute kick. That's the kind of mentality you want from your kickers.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Next, we're going to talk about some of the snappers. Our boy Trip Smith, junior in the classroom, 3 years of eligibility left. This man's going to have a doctorate by the time he graduates. Trip Smith, he'll be one of the deep snappers for ECU. Cole Walker, sophomore in the classroom that has 4 years of eligibility remaining. He's going to I think he's going to be behind Trip this year. And then Tristan O'Brien, the senior in the classroom, he's going to be the long snapper, has 1 year of eligibility remaining, mid-year transfer from Indiana State, who enrolled at East Carolina in January, earned his only varsity letter in 2024, played in 12 career games as the long snapper, credited with 1 career tackle. Good job, Tristan. Anything else on specialist?
Hope to not need them in the best way possible.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hope they do not become household names. With much respect to them.
Hopefully they're just taking a bunch of point afters and pinning it deep when you're not.
Or just short chip in field goals.
That's the thing with like kicking nowadays, especially in college, where if you take a fair catch, I mean it's coming out to the 25, right? Like it's so hard to find that sweet spot to be able to, especially on kickoffs, to get somebody to field the kick and try to return it and then get them down before that they get to that 25 so that they basically lose yardage on the kickoff, right? Most of the time, if I'm a coach, I'm telling my returner, if there's no shot that you make it to the 25, call the fair catch and then just get out of there.
Yes.
Nothing good can happen, really. The odds of you breaking one off are slim to none most of the time. All right. Moving on, we're going to talk about the D-line. Lots of talent here. We're gonna. I think, and y'all tell me if I know there's a lot of people talking about the defense and worrying about, okay, how are we going to be? We've lost quite a bit, graduated quite a bit.
Yep.
I'm looking at this group. I mean, especially up front, like you got 4 seniors in this group. Now, we know everything going on with J.D. Lampley, but, I mean, you've got some real dudes on the D-line, and I think all of them are primed to continue on what they were building last year. I mean, I think if ECU is going to do what we want ECU to do this year, they're going to score a lot of points. They need to be able to stop teams from scoring. That's going to start here at the D-line. I think winning in the trenches is the most important aspect of a college football game, because if you don't win in the trenches, you're not winning anywhere else on the field. Doing it on the D-line, I really like what we have here. First, we're going to talk about Raheem Craig, our guy. One of our guys, senior in the classroom with 1 year of eligibility left, 2-year Letterman, 1 year at ECU, 1 year at Louisville, played in 32 career games, making 13 starts, all of which were last year with the Pirates, recorded 62 tackles, 18 solo, 7 tackles for loss, logged 502 total snaps, 477 on defense, 25 on special teams, and recorded a season best 53 stops, 18 solo. I mean, this guy, he's your anchor on that defensive line. He's your number one. He's your dude. He's also the leader on the defense. So, talk to me about Raheem, Josh, Artie.
Oh yeah, I mean he's definitely got to be the guy, the anchor, the guy coming into that that locker room, that group, helping out Josh Aldridge, helping out a Roy Tesh, who's a defensive line coach. Like, he's got to also be that third guy who has the experience coming in, letting these guys know. We got a lot of transfers. We got some young guys. We got people that are going to have to step up to try to maintain what this front has been over the course of the last couple of years. Raheem Craig is definitely going to be that third piece, that kind of like I'm not going to say a player coach, but like that leadership that's going to have to get these guys together. It's going to have to start immediately. It can't be a gradual process with this line. The pressure we're going to have to get, if we're going to be any type of successful defense, it's going to have to start week 1 from the jump. So he's going to be a big vocal part of that. Yeah,
and I think Raheem has shown just in this offseason that he is that laughable guy. He is that kind of like the guy that's going to make sure everybody's having a good time in the meeting rooms, things like that. But we all know that he puts in the work. So it's like, okay, now that I see that he has that other side to him as well, that means that he truly is that kind of leader who can help make sure that this defensive line understands that what they do should be considered fun, because the plays that they make, the plays that they slow down, end up making plays for the guys that are DBs, the guys that are linebackers, filling in the gaps, things like that. Like he understands how football works. Like he understands how football works, and I think that's going to be a great thing going into the season with some of the younger guys, or really some of the guys that just haven't had as much playing time, really. So looking forward to seeing what he does this year.
Yeah, the thing is for the longest time, and I've always said there's a great parallel between my two favorite football teams in ECU and the Atlanta Falcons. They can get a lot of pressure on the QB, but can they sack the QB? And Raheem having the season that he had last year and building off of that into this year. I mean, you look back to that game against NC State last year. I mean, 5 tackles, 1 solo against NC State, right? Like, you're going to need that from him and these other guys. You're going to need games like that throughout the season. And another guy that has had his fair share of outstanding games is Sam Danka, senior in the classroom, 1 year of eligibility remaining, 3-year letterman, appeared in 32 career games, making 1 start, tallied 54 tackles, 8 tackles for loss, which includes three sacks for 22 yards, credited with 5 pass breakups and 1 interception, for 17 yards, forced a pair of fumbles and 1 quarterback hurry, booked at least 1 tackle in 25 of 32 contests, multiple 13 times. I'm looking for him to continue to mold in this D line. Josh?
Yeah, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing, because I don't know if you guys have seen the clip that's going back around again of ECU making that goal line stand. There's a guy wearing number 7 on that defense that's wearing number 7 on this defense and has worn number 7 for this defense ever since. Like, Sam has been a mainstay on this defense, and I can't wait to see him really, really shine against NC State one last time.
Same.
Yeah. You almost forget that he's been here so long.
Yeah, he's been for a minute.
And it's only been 3 years. Like I mean, this is year 4, but like
he's one of those guys that feels like,
because you're just not used to seeing guys stay at one place for 3 years.
Yeah.
So not in today's college football.
Next, we're moving along. Josiah Robinson, junior in the classroom with 1 year of athletic eligibility remaining, played in 6 career games, all in a reserve role. Has battled injuries in each season with the Pirates after transferring from Michigan State. We're going to move on. J.D. Lampley. Has there been an update? Have they been reinstated yet into practice?
They have been at practice since August 1st.
Okay. So J.D. Lampley, we all know, had the incident where he and a couple of his teammates got arrested, 2 or 3 weeks ago. Senior in the classroom, 3-time letterman who appeared in 36 career games, no starts, 54 tackles, registered 12.5 tackles for loss, which includes 6 sacks, credited with 8 quarterback hurries, 1 pass breakup, 1 forced fumble, and 2 fumble recoveries. He's logged over 1,100, almost 1,200 total snaps, over 1,000 on defense, 140 on special teams. Named 2nd team preseason All-American Conference by Phil Still Magazine and Athlon Sports. This is a guy that I think a lot of people were worried last year that he may leave. I know I was kind of worried that he was going to leave, and then he decided to stay and be a part of this defense one more year. And yeah, we all know what's going on around, like what's going on around him and some of his teammates, but he's another key piece on this D line. Right, he's going to be another key piece that we really need to have everything going as soon as the season starts.
Yeah, if he can quiet the outside noise and just lock in, which I think and I know he will do, he's absolutely going to be, him, Craig, Danka, Those are going to be your three guys that are coming in that are really going to be your anchors on defense. We have to have a big year out of Lampley. I think we're going to get that. It's just quieting that outside noise, locking in, and really showing up and delivering this season.
Yeah, I love that this is another guy who 4 years at ECU, but for whatever reason, mainly because of the depth we've had on defensive line, this guy has no starts,
which is insane to think about.
Which seems insane. It seems insane, but all that experience with no starts, like, yeah, we're not returning starters, but we're returning.
There's depth.
We're returning depth, and that I think that matters more.
These guys have seen these guys have been in all these key situations. They've played against the toughest opponents. That, like, it's especially on the D line, like you're subbing in and out when you can, right? Like, offense makes a sub. One or two guys is almost always coming off the field on the D line when that offense subs. So they're getting enough snaps. They're getting playing time, rotating in and out. But I agree, Josh. Just having that depth. Looking at these numbers, it's wild that it doesn't seem like you're returning starters, and you're like, yeah, but all these guys are household names around ECU because they've been doing it for 3 or 4 years now. All right, moving along. I'm going to skip a little bit ahead. Kendrick Dujor, senior in the classroom, has 2 years of eligibility left. Mid-year transfer from Sam Houston, who enrolled at East Carolina in January. Earned letters at NC Central and Sam Houston. Tallied 44 tackles in 19 career contests. Credited with 12.5 tackles for loss, including 7 sacks, 3 pass breakups, and 1 forced fumble. Did y'all hear that?
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on, man. Booked at least 1 tackle in 16 of 19 games and credited with a career best 6 stops in a game 3 times. So another transfer or a transfer coming in this year, hopefully to provide a little bit more depth. I don't know that he's going to be getting a lot of the starts, but he's definitely going to be on the 2 deep. Xavier McIver, he's back. Senior in the classroom, has 1 year of eligibility left. Mid-year transfer from UT Martin, enrolled at East Carolina in January. He's earned 4 varsity letters, 2020 to 2021, and 23 at ECU, 2024 at UT Martin. Played in 44 career games, making 3 starts, 35 career tackles, 2.5 tackles for loss. Recorded at least 1 tackle in 18 of 44 career contests. Look, this is a guy that transferred back in when Blake Harrell was named head coach. This is one of Blake's guys, bringing him back, much like we talked about with Tegan Wilt. This guy decided he wanted to come back and play for Blake. He knows the defense. He knows these guys. He left for a year, but he's back now. So I think he'll be a big piece of this defense this year. Zion Wilson, senior in the classroom with 1 year of eligibility left. He's earned 2 varsity letters. He was a walk-on in the fall of 2021. Rion Rosenborough, sophomore in the classroom that has 3 years of eligibility remaining. Mid-year transfer from Towson, enrolled at ECU in January. Earned his only collegiate letter in 2023. 14 career games, tallying 9 tackles, 2 solo, credited for 1 tackle for loss. And then lastly, Justin Benton, junior in the classroom that has 3 years of eligibility remaining. Mid-year transfer from Houston, who enrolled at ECU in January of 25. Played in 5 career games, 4 in 2023, 1 in 2024. Credited with 4 career tackles, 3 solo, 1 tackle for loss. That's the D line. A lot of these guys are going to see the field. Almost all these guys are going to see the field at some point.
Yeah.
And you're going to need them all to step up and make plays when their number's called. Much like the offensive line, the D line just has to do their job. Get pressure on the quarterback and stop the run. If you can put pressure on the quarterback, like Josh was saying earlier, you're going to do a much better job at slowing down a defense, not letting them air it out, because it gives your DBs, it gives your secondary more time to blanket a team on offense and break up passes and maybe force a few more turnovers. I would like to see more sacks this year. Give me all the sacks.
Absolutely. I mean, I would love to see that for sure. But I do worry about maintaining the consistency that we've had over the course of the last 3 to 4 years. I mean, this team was still ranked 14th nationally in tackles for loss per game. That was just last year. And so with what we lost, we do have to have some big guys stepping up. Some of these transfers, or so maybe one of these young guys, who knows who may be, because we got a little spoiled with this front group over the last few years and how consistently good they have been. And so can we maintain that? I don't know if they get better. I don't think that's a possibility, but can we maintain the production that we've had over the course of the last 3 to 4 years is the question.
For sure. Well, that's that. Anything else y'all wanted to talk about tonight? I had. Do we have a walk the plank? Anybody got a walk the plank?
Man, I had one. I really did have one.
The guy celebrating his NASCAR win, then breaking his neck.
Connor
he broke his neck?
I don't know that it looked like he did.
He broke his collarbone. Yes, Connor Zilic.
How do you break your damn collarbone celebrating?
Because Connor Zilic is arguably one of the greatest NASCAR drivers that currently exist. He's just so young. No one's really giving him the credit yet. Yeah, he's done more than most, right? He is a 19-year-old kid. He's won now, I guess. How many times?
What was it? 6
He's
times?
won 7 times now.
Yeah.
In 26 races, he's won 7 times.
That's a high percentage.
Yeah, and in the truck series, he's had 2. I mean, he had 7 races, 2 poles. So starting up front twice. I mean, he's a fantastic driver. Fantastic driver. I cannot wait to be a fan of his when he makes it to the top level. But he's just young, and he stepped up on the car. Had right leg on the top of the hood, left leg still sitting on the top of the window, bottom of the window, and I guess his foot got caught.
Yeah, it looked like it got caught in the net, and then he slipped.
Then he slipped with all the alcohol, and I guess I'm not gonna say it's alcohol. All the energy drinks being poured on him, and then could not brace himself.
Yeah, I mean, he just face planted right into the ground. So
that's awful. That's not really a walk the plank. That's just unfortunate. I feel bad for him. When I saw it, I was like, damn, that sucks. It's not a walk the plank. Screw you, guy. But it is a damn. That's a tough look. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
Josh, did you have one?
No, that's all I got. Nothing else.
I'm trying to think.
There's nothing going on right now, man. This is, it's like the quiet before the hurricane hits. It's just super calm. We just got baseball.
Oh, here's the video already. Maybe if it'll play.
7 career wins. Let's go down to Mobile One Victory Lane, Dylan.
Oh.
Boom.
Oh.
7 career wins. Let's go down to Mobile One Victory Lane, Dylan.
I mean, that man's supposed to go out and have a good night. Celebrate his victory.
Oh my gosh, he fell.
And you can tell when you don't move immediately, you're just stiff. Yeah, that one hurt. That one hurt.
Gosh. I hate the thought of like breaking a collarbone.
I forgot
So
about,
easy to do.
Yeah, I forgot about the NFL player that seized last night. I forgot his name. Morris, I believe Maurice Norris, I believe his name is, from the Detroit Lions. Yeah. Prayers up to him, and prayers up to the family of the Bowman Gray race car driver who passed away last night as well.
I had no idea that happened.
Yes, you are a little out of the loop on this. Bowman Gray driver. As of right now, this is not confirmed by myself, so I cannot say. But he had an apparent heart attack during the race, and it was during a restart, and he was accelerating into turn 4, but the heart attack, full throttle into turn 4, hits the wall, just kind of. I'll share this. Hold on a second.
You can just text in the group chat. We don't need to show that on the stream. But wow.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I wasn't watching the Falcons Lions game, and I looked. It was on at dinner Friday night. My wife and I went to dinner, and we were leaving, that's when Maurice Norris. I looked up and they had the ambulance out on the field, and I just kind of was like trying to watch a little bit of it before we walked out the door. So I didn't see exactly what happened. It honestly, watching it reminded me a lot of the DeMar Hamlin, like the way he got hit and he just fell, right? Like that's kind of how it looked to me. I'm not saying that that's the same thing that happened. I don't know all the details, but I did see there was a play, and I don't even know like who was involved. I just saw a highlight. I haven't seen the highlight since, of one of the Falcons safeties just making an absolute amazing tackle, like on a receiver, hitting him shoulder to shoulder, and as the ball got there, like right on time, and before he made the hit, the flag is flying in. Like the ref threw the flag before the hit even happened. And it was they gave him a 15-yard penalty for, I believe, unnecessary roughness, contact to the head. And it was the cleanest, most by the book hit. I'll try to find it and we can retweet it out later. But I was like, that is, I know, I get it's preseason.
You're going to get a lot of those in today's modern NFL, though. So you're going to get a lot of roughing the passers that are not roughing the passers. So
I don't know, man. Like, you can't be throwing the flag before the hit is actually hit. The flag almost made it to the play before the defender made it to the play. You can't do that. Last walk the plank that I have, I believe it was in the St. Louis Cardinals series this weekend. There was a kid buying home plate dressed up as an umpire. I hate to see that shit. If your kid is growing up with aspirations to just be an umpire, you need to check yourself. Walk the plank.
I'll be an umpire.
Nothing's wrong. Like, it's just cringe, dude. Like, you want to be an umpire? They're already preparing to get rid of your job, dude. People have been calling for your job to be eliminated for years. So, I don't know. Don't like that. Also, another sex toy was thrown at a WNBA game. So, can't be doing that again. Walk the plank. All right, that's it. Good episode, boys. I know ECU NPC I've seen your comment, and I know we've thrown it up here a couple of times. Tune in next week where we give our full season predictions next week on the Boneyard podcast. As we get closer to East Carolina football. Anything else y'all would like to add before we get out of here? All right.
I got nothing.
Make sure you follow us on social media at Boneyard Podcast, at the Boneyard Podcast on TikTok. Subscribe wherever you listen to your podcast, whether that's Apple or Spotify. Just look up Boneyard Podcast. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Hit that notification bell. Give us a thumbs up and like, and share it with your friends. We're getting closer to football season. Hit that notification bell so that way you know every single time when we go live, you can tune in. Same goes on X. Hit that notification bell. Give us a follow. Subscribe. All that. Leave us a 5-star review wherever you listen. Apple, Spotify. Leave us a 5-star review. And if you don't, Artemis, tell them what to do.
Walk the damn plate.
All right. That's all we got. Thank you for tuning in for 250 episodes with us, Pirate Nation. We love you. And we're looking forward to 250 more, 5.5 more years of covering this great team, this great university. Artie, go ahead and do your thing.
Hey, we appreciate you guys sticking out with these degenerates that do this podcast and run this podcast. So thank you so much, Pirate Nation. As always, wash your hands, wash your butts. We'll see y'all next week. Deuce.
Go damn Pirates.